The digital space keeps morphing and peeps and tweeps are changing with it. This week, Grand Mula had a discussion on Twitter Spaces and some of the sideshows were quite interesting. Ida Mumeta looks at some amazing art, so extra stream all about it. It's fresh off the web.
Nobody can stop reggae. Nobody can
stop. Ulisikia.
The court seems to have caught the BBI train off track, and I guess the reggae is also, well, off track. Hydra Multi said this is how the plan to appeal will choo-choo in the corridors of justice. So, Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir Abdullahi, aka Grand Mula, in his controversial and unfiltered ways took to Twitter and somewhat took over the space. He had quite the audience on Twitter Spaces. Now, for those of you who may not be familiar with Spaces, allow me to give you a quick Spaces 101 class. So Spaces is a relatively new feature on Twitter that allows trips to have live conversations, a little like a virtual town hall on Twitter. The host has the liberty to pick speakers who will contribute to the conversation. Now, Thursday night, the Grand Mula had his first session where he delved into the Constitutional Court's 5-judge bench BBI ruling. Over 7,000 tweets, including a number of bigwigs, were in the space. Now, thing is, when you were given a role of speaker, you ought to contribute to the subject. However, Droid 254 seemed to do the exact opposite, as he was quiet all through. Media personality Terian Chebet suggested his removal from the speakers panel and instead have Nairobi Senator Johnson Sakaja. And when the youthful politician spoke, Trips felt he was a stellar underwhelmer, pointing to a man with a lot of talk, but not as much solid substance, aka Kizungu Mingi. Well, Droid seemed to be going through the Constitution looking for something to ask. But Nikama alilemewa and he was shown the door. In hip-hop terms, we could say he was choking, just like Eminem in the movie 8 Mile. He had the stage, the mic, the audience, but he just couldn't deliver. Well, in the words of Brian Mutinda, kuna senior counsel na senior counsel. The choice is yours.
48 days.
The digital space is really changing and getting more disruptive. And from the Grand Mula space to some grand art by Wix Mangudha.
Ladies and gents, art in motion.
I don't wanna argue,
This is definitely an inspiration to dance in step with your dreams and passions. Ida Mumeta, NTV.